Good evening. Breaking news out of the United States now, and the US Congress has received that eagerly anticipated preliminary report into alleged collusion between Russia and the 2016 Trump campaign. Let's have a look back now. That was released by Robert Mueller on Friday. It was then handed over to William Barr. It wasn't released in full. The Democrats have been calling for that, but legally it cannot be released in full. It was passed to William Barr, who's the Attorney General, and he had said that he's going to make public preliminary conclusions as soon as today. We then heard from the Justice Department, who said we're going to give this in the next 30 or 45 minutes. And we've just heard from the House Judiciary Chairman that the Justice Department sent his panel a very brief letter about Robert Mueller's findings. So this isn't Robert Mueller's report. This is the Barr report of the Mueller report, as it were. So the House Judiciary Chairman, Gerald Nadler, had said that the Justice Department, in the last few moments, sent his panel a very brief letter about Mueller's finding. Gerald Nadler has said the special counsel states that while this report does not conclude that the president committed a crime, it also does not exonerate him. So about 3 pages of this letter it's just been released, so everyone going through it, but that is the key takeaway. It took Robert Mueller 2 years, this investigation. It's really a turning point in Donald Trump's presidency, but it wasn't released. The findings weren't released, and legally they don't have to be. The Democrats have said, listen, and Nancy Pelosi really leading the charge here, saying, just release the entire thing. But it went to the Attorney General on Friday, released on Friday by Robert Mueller, taken to the Attorney General, and he has now sent a letter to the House Standing Committee. Very brief letter. Let's go straight to DC. Hannah Thomas-Peter is there. She's been reading through this. So Hannah, the key point is that it doesn't exonerate Donald Trump, but it doesn't find him guilty either.
I think the key point will depend on who you speak to. And potentially which side of the political spectrum they are on. But yes, the headline is that William Barr, the Attorney General, has released an executive summary or preliminary conclusions that reflect the detail of Robert Mueller's report that's been 2 years in the making. And it says that there is no evidence that the president or anyone in his campaign colluded with the Russians to affect the outcome of the election or obstructed justice in the aftermath. But you also pointed out that the same executive summary says that the special counsel states that while the report does not conclude that the president committed a crime, it also does not exonerate him. That's kind of the worst case scenario, politically speaking, for the Democrats, because they don't have anything necessarily in terms of hard evidence from Robert Mueller's report, but they will now want to know what's made Robert Mueller say that his investigations have not exonerated the president. And so we're now looking down the barrel of a colossal political fight, potentially between Congress and the White House, who will want to suppress, presumably, any information that might damage the president, and politicians in the building behind me who have already called for the whole thing to be made public and the underlying evidence as well. And if they don't get what they want, they've already said that they will use the power of subpoena to potentially try and compel Robert Mueller himself to come to the Hill and speak, and potentially compel the Attorney General to release the rest of the report. It could end up going to the Supreme Court, and it would be a lengthy and bitter legal battle.
Hello everybody, my name is Sheikh Jang. I'm a journalist living in Paris, the capital city of France. I come from Africa, from Senegal precisely. I'm a French-speaking guy. But I've been giving my opinion for around 2 years now on different issues, on Africa, on Europe, on immigration, on politics, and of course on the United States and everything that is happening in that beautiful country which is called the United States of America. Where today I'm here to give my opinion on what is happening today in the United States. I personally believe that today is a great day, not only for Donald J. Trump, the president of that beautiful country, but for democracy. All right, for democracy. It's very important to underline that. Today we've got some information. I mean, some news from the Mueller report, because the Department of Justice has released the Mueller report today, and from the information that I have, there is no collusion whatsoever between Donald J. Trump and Russia. It's very important. Today is really a very, very, very interesting, a very important day in history of the United States, because I personally believe that today that's the victory of truth, of democracy over fake news. Today, fake news have lost the war. For around 2 years, the Dems, I mean the Democratic Party, has been trying to make us believe that Trump won the election because of the help of Russia. And they called it a collusion. And Trump has been saying there is no collusion. He said that 231 times. 231 times in Twitter, Trump says there is no collusion. I've won the elections because I deserved to win those elections. Today the truth is there. Today the truth is out. Everybody knows. I perfectly knew, because yesterday I was talking to one of my friends and I asked him the question, Sheikh, what do you think about the Mueller report that was carried out, that has been carried out for around 2 years now, and that was submitted to the Attorney General William Barr in last Friday? What do you think about the Mueller report? I say there is no smoke without fire. There probably is a collusion between Trump and Russia. But I personally would not be surprised if the report said that there is no collusion between Trump and Russia. Because I saw a witch hunt in the United States that is really disturbing. I mean, this country is a model of democracy around the world. This country has elected a president. He's not a perfect guy. Trump is not a perfect person. He's a human being, making mistakes, saying things which I wouldn't say if I was a president. But you hate it or not, you love Trump or not, you should personally respect Trump's victory. This is called democracy. Trump has won, and they say he's a populist, he's a nationalist, he's a racist, he's an homophobic guy, he doesn't like the strangers. I mean, it's too much. We have gone too far. And when I see how some media outlets portray Donald J. Trump, I feel like there's a big problem. There is a very, very, very big problem, a problem of democracy in the most important country on earth today. Everybody knew that there was no collusion between Donald J. Trump administration and Russia. Everybody knew that Trump won the elections because in front of Trump there was nobody, there was no candidate. I mean, Hillary was not good enough to win the elections against Donald J. Trump. I'm not a Trump fan. Some people will say, oh, this black guy, this African guy is supporting Trump. I'm not a Trump fan. I'm not supporting anybody because I have a real problem with politicians. But I cannot understand that for around 2 years, the media has been trying to do everything they can to destroy Trump's victory. This is ridiculous in a democracy like the United States. This is not acceptable. Today, Mueller report is out. We've got some conclusion. There is absolutely no collusion whatsoever between Trump administration and Russia. The United States needs an enemy, and Russia is always the enemy. Russia is just like the sitting duck. Anytime there's a problem in the United States, the first enemy they'll point out is Russia. Russia is the enemy. Russia wants to destroy us. Russia has elected our president. We didn't elect this president. This is the president of Russia. Russia wants to invade our country and kill us. Russia is arming our enemies. Every time there is a problem, the United States needs a scapegoat, and that scapegoat happens to be Russia all the time. I mean, we Democrats, we can't understand that. I perfectly knew that there was no collusion between Trump and Russia. I know that. I'm not surprised today. but I'm celebrating this big victory for democracy, for Trump, even though I'm not a Trump fan, but for everybody who is trying to do everything in his power or in their power to restore peace and truth in this world. The media has been destroying Trump's image for around 2 years now because the media cannot understand that an anti-establishment candidate wins this election. Today they're waging war against Trump because Trump is not the candidate of the establishment. Everybody knows that. If Hillary Clinton won the election, he wouldn't be attacked so severely and so wildly. But Trump is attacked every day on television, on the radio, on news. Trump is the perfect enemy for the media. And this is not good, this is not normal. And today the Mueller report, which has been carried out for around 2 years now, has given us some clues, some conclusions that there is no collusion between Donald J. Trump and Russia. And everybody who is talking about collusion is a big liar. The Dems should work hard if they want to win the elections. If you want to win the coming elections, it's possible, but you should stop lying. You should be fair and you should accept defeat. Trump won the elections because Trump was saying something or had a program, a political program that most Americans wanted to hear. You have to accept that. I have no problem with the Dems. I have no problem with the left parties in the United States or in any other country around the world, but I have a problem with liars. And it turns out that the Dems are liars. And the biggest liar today is CNN. CNN is the biggest liar I've ever seen in my life. Lying around the clock, 24 hours a day, destroying Trump's image, insulting Trump, trying to provoke Trump. Everything Trump does is bad to CNN. So I mean, this is not the way we should handle things, okay? You're not happy because Trump won the elections, okay, that's your right, okay? But please give him some credit and stop making up stories to destroy him because he doesn't deserve it. Okay, some presidents did worse than Trump and they were not treated like this. So if Trump talks about a witch hunt, because he's right, there is a witch hunt in the United States, and in a democracy like the United States, I think it's not understandable. We cannot understand this. So today, the truth is out, and they're now talking about obstruction of justice. They're talking about obstruction of justice. Okay, that's not an issue, that's not a chapter, we'll deal with it, okay, no problem. And I'm sure there is no obstruction of justice. Comey was a traitor. Comey was a traitor who wanted to kill Trump. I mean, not kill him physically, but politically, all right? Others have left the train because many of them, they couldn't handle that pressure. I mean, Jeff Sessions resigned, Michael Flynn resigned, and the worst guy in this story is Michael Cohen, Trump's lawyer. This guy was Trump's lawyer, or has been Trump's lawyer since 2007. And today, this guy says Trump is racist, is homophobic, is you name it. It's absolutely stunning what is happening in America today. These guys are not Democrats. They should not live in America. They don't deserve to be Americans. From day one to today, all they've been trying to do is to kill Trump politically, to eliminate Trump, to wipe him out of the surface of the earth. But that's not true. And that's not the way you should handle things. You don't agree with Trump, that's your right. This is called democracy. You're not obliged to agree with Trump. You don't like Trump, that's your right. You're not obliged to like Trump. But please, you should recognize that Trump won the elections, the 2016 elections, because he deserved to win them. And today, after 2 years of investigation, the Mueller probe has given us some clues, some conclusion that there is absolutely no collusion between Russia and the United States. And I think that they should accept that too. I know it's not that easy for you Dems. The left parties will not accept that. They'll keep on trying to find another way to kill Trump politically. But I think enough is enough. You should accept defeat and know that Trump is just doing his job. There is no collusion between Trump and Russia has nothing to do with the elections in the United States. Russia has absolutely nothing to do with the United States elections, and Russia has never tried to interfere in those elections. It turned out that one candidate was very good, it was Trump, and another candidate was very bad, and that candidate was Hillary Clinton. That's all I have to say. Today is a big day for democracy, is a big day for Donald J. Trump, and a big day for the truth, and probably the worst day for fake news today. Thank you very much and have a good time. Goodbye.